I mean, I'm fat because I drink too much red wine and I don't exercise enough.
That's not true. That's absolutely not true. I
How do you know my
refuse
red
to
wine
accept.
consumption?
Well, I mean, you're absolutely right. How much red wine you choose to drink is really up to you. But you are not fit. You're not fat because of what you eat and how much exercise you do. That is the line that everybody is led to believe. But there is
Doctor, if I left you now and ran up
yeah.
and down Leicester Square for 3 hours and then went home and had a piece of lettuce and then came in and did the same tomorrow and the day after that and the day after that, I would start to look like a supermodel.
Only for a few months, and then you would stop. In fact, you would start regaining weight within the first year, even if you only ate lettuce and ran around Leicester Square for 3 hours. That is a fact. That's not fiction.
So this is the sort of health advice that a number of people are actually facing on a daily basis. And so what I really wanted to do in this video was outline how this particular doctor is making claims that are completely false. And so what I want to do is outline how this can be actually very dangerous advice for the majority of the population. So I'll keep playing the video to analyze what she says.
Hours. That is a fact. That's not fiction. That is an absolute fact. Even if you took that skinny jab that's out on the market now, you'd still end up gaining weight.
I think it's called Ozempic.
So she's now also bagging Ozempic, which is a clinically studied once a week injection that has been proven to reduce body fat.
You would end up gaining the weight. That is how the body works.
And so now she's talking about the fact that if you go on a diet or, a very restrictive diet, that there's a very good chance that you'll end up regaining the weight in which you lost. And she's slightly true to a degree. I mean, it is true that after going on a very restrictive fat loss diet, most people end up regaining the weight if it's not sustainable.
Body works. The body will always return you to your natural set point weight.
But now she's saying that the body will always return you to your natural set point weight. Now, I have not seen any literature that outlines what is classified as your body's natural set point weight. So I have no idea where she's drawn that from.
What are we going to... Well, you might argue, Doctor, we don't need to do anything then. You don't mind, and I'm going to use the word, I don't mean to be offensive to you, you don't mind fat kids going to school in Barking.
Absolutely not. I mind the fact that children
But they're
are not
more likely
getting...
to die. I hate to tell a doctor their job, but they're more likely to die, aren't they?
That's not true. There's absolutely no evidence to
doctor.
show that. I'm sorry.
So now she's making claims that being overweight does not increase your risk of dying prematurely. And again, this is false. In fact, being obese or overweight does actually increase your risk of developing many forms of diseases and actually increases your risk of dying prematurely.
I have been doing
You don't have to
research into this
apologise.
for a long time. I know what the evidence says, and there is literally no evidence that weight loss is going to benefit.
All right, now she's made a bold statement saying that there is literally no evidence that losing weight will help anyone with their health. Now, obviously, this is completely false, and what I'll do after this is actually outline why losing weight is actually highly beneficial for a variety of organ systems and metabolic pathways. Guys, listen up. I'm sure you're aware of the importance of personalization when it comes to optimizing your health. That is why I'm offering a free 15-minute Boost Your Biology strategy session with a senior member of my team where we'll chart out a personalized plan for success so that you stop guessing when it comes to different supplements, diets, training, and lifestyle strategies. So be sure to check that link out in the video description down below.
Anybody's health, whether they're a child or an adult. You can tell me that I'm wrong.
Doctor,
but I
I'm
know what the
obviously
evidence
putting
says.
more pressure on my heart than, say, Arsene Wenger or someone else who's roughly my age, because I carry so much weight. That's a fact.
Well, actually, that's the opposite of true. People who
What?
do a lot, people who have access to a lot of exercise have been.
So now she's saying that people who have access to a lot of exercise actually have higher blood pressures. Again, I have no idea where she's found this particular evidence. In fact, it's usually the other way around. Those that exercise actually have lower blood pressure. So again, she's wrong.
To have higher blood pressures and increased strain on their hearts.
And now she's saying that they have increased strain on their heart, which again is true. During their exercise, they are putting their heart under strain. But obviously this is like a hormetic stress over time that actually strengthens and rebuilds the heart and actually makes the heart function more efficiently.
That's not actually true, but you are talking about things that you have learned in the media. You are not talking about facts. I have been looking at the facts and the evidence for some time, and
Which facts and which evidence has she been looking at? I have no idea which scientific journals she has been reading. Or has she been reading the McDonald's menu? That's another thing we may need to consider.
I know what it says. I'm willing to stake my medical career on the fact that that the lies that we've been sold about obesity, especially childhood obesity, are not true. They are there to benefit the weight loss industry, not to benefit children. If we want to improve the health of children, I absolutely agree that we need to make sure that they have access to clean spaces and green spaces and better nutrition, etc. But telling them that they're fat and they need to lose weight.
Okay, now she's saying that telling young kids to lose fat and to stay within a healthy range is not going to benefit anything. Now, obviously, this is completely false yet again. By telling the younger generation to optimize their nutrition and promote healthy exercise and to keep within a healthy body weight, according to the BMI scale, which is also not a very great scale, this is going to reduce the burden on the hospital systems. It's going to reduce the burden on the pharmaceutical industry and actually improve the overall health and even save a lot of money for, different medical grants and government subsidies relating to medical treatment. So again, this is something that she's completely false in saying.
Is not going to solve a single thing.
Okay, I've thoroughly enjoyed our conversation, and your passion for the subject
Oh yeah, we can definitely see the passion here.
is bursting out of the radio at me. When you, as an expert in this field, both as a medical expert and someone who's given much of their life research,
Given much of her life researching this topic, oh my goodness. She has researched this for a number of years, and this is what she's found. This is absolutely
when you
insane.
read these reports, what is your reaction? Do you hold your head in your hands and think, oh God, loads of mums and dads are going to think they've got fat kids? I choose that word deliberately. How do you react, Doctor?
That's exactly what I think, actually. You've hit the nail on the head. I read this study, and the half of that article makes absolute sense. I just wish people would stop bringing fatness into it. If we want to talk about health, we can do so without...
Oh, okay. So now she's saying if we want to talk about health, we shouldn't be bringing in fatness or body weight into the conversation. This is absolutely insane. I mean, body weight or body fat is a marker of health. And if you are carrying excess body fat, this is going to lead to a wide variety of health complications, both at the present and even in the future. So for her to say that we shouldn't be bringing in body weight into the equation as we look at our overall health, this is completely crazy. And, she really needs to go back and research the implications associated with carrying excess body fat.
And that's what I want parents to be aware of. Your child should be healthy. What they look like on the outside is probably going to change.
If your child is healthy, your child is in a healthy body weight, period. Your child is healthy when your child is in a healthy body weight. If your child is carrying excess body fat and is significantly overweight or obese, this is not healthy. She needs to understand this.
Between year 6 and year 11, so just leave them be when it comes to their weight, but focus on their health. Absolutely.
Okay, now she's got a fair point here. She's saying that obviously in the early phases of their development, it is very likely that they're going to be carrying a little bit more body fat from, let's say, the ages of 3 to maybe 7 years of age. And obviously this is part of their growth and development, an excess of calories. And then what can happen after, the ages of 7 to maybe 12 years of age, they tend to shoot up in height and that body fat drops down. And so they end up stabilizing and becoming a pretty healthy body weight. So that's a fair point that she raises.
Absolutely. Good rest, good, stress-free, good.
Okay.
Good
I want you, if you would, Doctor, to respond to him.
Good rest? So she's saying good rest. So if a child is obese, we're promoting rest. Again, this is ridiculous.
Emails that are coming in. Yeah. Catherine, your guest is talking rubbish. I've lost 2 stone and I keep it off by changing my diet, and that's 2 years. Andy, I'm furious. The fat doctor is wrong. If you eat 1,600 calories and burn off 2,000 calories, you will not be fat. Doctor, briefly, if you would respond.
Both of those are completely rubbish. The evidence is very...
Again, she's saying that's completely rubbish. I have no... What is she saying?
Clear. Up to 98% of people that attempt weight loss will have regained all the weight within 5 years.
Okay, that's a different statement. She's now saying that people who lose weight most people who drop body fat or go on a diet end up regaining that weight within 5 years. Now, I'm not sure whether or not it's actually 98%. It's probably a little bit lower than that, maybe around 80 to 90. But again, she's making claims that are just completely obscure.
But 5. And that is up to 98% of people. And that is absolutely unquestionable. Second thing, this idea that energy in and energy out and energy calorie deficits is nonsense. Look up the word gut biome and you will find that that is absolute rubbish.
Okay. So now she's saying calories in, calories out doesn't matter. And that's completely false. And that we should look up the word gut microbiome. Okay. So if other doctors like Lane Norton or Dr. Andrew Huberman or some other health and fitness experts heard her say that, I think they would be quite shocked to hear her say that we should be focusing on the gut microbiome and not the calories in, calories out, which is just ridiculous. So I guess what we need to do is really be careful who we listen to. And I actually want to get your feedback down below. Leave a comment down below. Does your doctor look healthy? And if you're going to your doctor that is perhaps slightly overweight or obese, and you're going to that particular doctor for health advice relating to metabolic health, should you be listening to that doctor? Now, we need to be really careful because there are many risks associated with being overweight or carrying excess body fat. I mean, being overweight or obese is associated with a range of health risks due to the complex physiological and metabolic changes in the body that occur. And so one key part of carrying excess body fat is the increase in bodily inflammation. Now, fat tissue, especially visceral fat, which is the fat stored around internal organs, secretes pro-inflammatory substances known as cytokines. Now, excessive fat can actually lead to chronic low-grade inflammation in the body, which is a key driver for various health conditions, including cardiovascular disease, diabetes, and certain cancers. So again, this doctor is basically saying that losing body fat will not improve your health. Again, this is completely false. Dropping body fat will reduce the body's overall inflammatory response. If we have a look at insulin resistance, obesity is oftentimes linked to insulin resistance, and this is where cells do not respond well to insulin, which is a hormone that's responsible for regulating blood sugar levels. Now, this can lead to elevated blood sugar levels, potentially resulting in type 2 diabetes, and those that have type 2 diabetes actually have a shorter lifespan. So again, she's stating that those that have excess body fat do not die prematurely. This is false. Those that are excess in body fat or are obese will die earlier. She's also missing the fact that there's an hormonal imbalance. So fat cells produce hormones, including leptin and adiponectin, which help regulate hunger and metabolism. And excess fat can actually disrupt the balance of these hormones, leading to increased appetite and also reduced energy expenditure. So there are some other factors associated with being overweight and obese, such as dyslipidemia, cardiovascular strain, fatty liver disease, respiratory problems, joint stress, cancer risk. And this is one that she completely forgot to mention, that obesity is associated with an increased risk of several types of cancer, including breast, colon, and kidney cancers. She's also missed the psychological and social impact. And so obesity can lead to psychosocial changes or challenges, including depression, low self-esteem, discrimination, which can have further implications for overall health and well-being. So I want to get your thoughts on this doctor down below. Please comment your thoughts. Do you think she's correct in any way? Please drop a comment down below. Otherwise, guys, thanks so much for tuning in. I look forward to seeing you in the next video.